Hey everybody, it's Rich Tola, and thanks for tuning in to Tola Talks on Friday, February 13th, 2015. It's also Fitness Friday, but we're not going to be talking about fitness today. Forget about fitness because nobody was in the gym today. I wonder why. Friday the 13th, aka Black Friday. Everyone's scared away. What does it mean? There's a condition for it. It's called parasmecaviticatriophobia. That's being afraid of Friday the 13th. Yeah, if you're afraid of just the number 13th, it's called triskaidekaphobia. But hey, it's estimated that 20 million people are petrified of this day. I wonder why. Okay, there's some superstitions, Western superstitions, and let's talk about that because 13th is associated with the crucifixion of Christ. Well, he was crucified on the 13th, and the night before, the 12th, was the Last Supper attended by 13 people. So, not sure why, but it's considered one of the unluckiest days of the year. And and some people can't even get out of bed on this day. Yeah, here we go. And unless, of course, you got a ticket to 50 Shades of Grey, then you're hustling out of bed to go see that. And hey, speaking of 50 Shades of Grey, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what the critics have to say. Opened last night. We're going to go see it this weekend and review it on Monday. But here we go. The Hollywood Reporter says it's a slow build to the smutty bits, one that's disappointingly devoid of tension. Who wants to rush into the smut? But okay, moving on. Entertainment Weekly said the movie is considerably better written than the book. I didn't read the book. I talked about that yesterday. It's also sort of classy looking in a generic TV ad for bath oil way. Yeah, does that mean we're going to be seeing Dakota Johnson on the ivory soapbox cover a la Marilyn Chambers back in the 70s? I don't know about that. New York Times says it dabbles in romantic comedy and splashes around in melodrama, but the one thing it can't be, the thing the novel so trashily and triumphantly is pornography. No kidding, it's not X-rated, people. And finally, Vanity Fair said, it's not the lame, hot and bothered fantasy romance many thought it would be. Oh, that sucks. Kind of wanted it to be that. All right, on that note, let's move around the globe for the latest news. A couple of quick stories here. Calling this first one, Holy Stranded Whales, Batman. Did you guys see this? Nearly 200 pilot whales are stranded on a remote beach in New Zealand called South Island. It's a stranded hotspot, they say. 140 volunteers tried to refloat these giant mammals. They're about 2 tons each. The tides rising last night, Friday evening. You got to keep these whales cool and wet, of course, if they're stranded. It's a potentially dangerous job, so not everybody should run over there if you're visiting. And they said New Zealand has the highest stranding rates for sea mammals in the world. Okay, why? 3 reasons. Okay, most are natural and for environmental reasons, right? We know that. Secondly, there's the follow me strategy. Many times whales are following a porpoise and get stranded. And finally, there's active sonar in the area. So if the U.S. Navy or the military is doing anything in sonar, it kind of can mess these whales up. But what I think they're going for the 15 minutes of fame on the social media. Well, good luck to the whales out there. Hopefully they get back to sea. About 2,000 die each year, by the way. It's pretty sad. And they die from dehydration. Their body collapses on their own weight and drowning, of course. Finally, let's go over to the super dogs. You guys hear about this? In Cedar Rapids, Iowa, this little dog, this tiny little miniature schnauzer, 10-year-old Sissy, okay, it walked more than 20 blocks to go see its owner who was recovering from cancer surgery. This is wild stuff. Yeah, the miniature schnauzer walked through Mercy Medical Center doors and entered the lobby to find her owner, Nancy Frank. I mean, talk about a dog on a mission. And I love this. I mean, I just think that Sissy was concerned that her owner wasn't going to give her a chocolate bone for Valentine's Day and went looking. Hey, way to go, Sissy. On that note, let's move over to the Get Your Shit Together award, and this is pretty cool. In a reversal of fortune, this guy has his shit together for sure. Way to go, Billy Herschel. You guys know the 28-year-old pro golfer who last year won PGA Tour's season-long FedEx Cup. He made $10 million. Now, it's customary for a golfer to tip his caddy 10%, but that's on individual tournaments. What about the whole season? Well, guess what? Micah Fugit, his caddy, received $1 million from Billy as his tip. So way to go, Billy, to stick to the protocol, give 10% to your caddy. And by the way, he gave $10,000 to the locker room attendant at the location where he clinched the cup. I mean, way to go. I mean, talk about a guy that's got his shit together. I love it. And on that note, guys, let's move over to Happy Valentine's Day. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. So for everybody going out tonight, tomorrow, have an amazing weekend. Let's talk about that. St. Valentine's Day, or the Feast of St. Valentine's Day, is a holiday observed on February 14th each year. A lot of places, some places it's not. Legend has it that Saint Valentine from Rome, he was imprisoned for performing weddings for soldiers, right, who were forbidden to marry, and for ministering to Christians who were persecuted under the Roman Empire. So there you go. While imprisoned, Saint Valentine, he healed the daughter of his jailer, Asterius. And before his execution, he wrote her a note, and in the note he signed, "Your Valentine," as a farewell. Pretty cool stuff, So this day is associated with romantic love, right? In the circles of Geoffrey Chaucer. Remember Chaucer, right? In the High Middle Ages. When tradition of courtly love flourished. Whatever happened to courtly love? Now it's a, wham, bam, thank you, man. But hey, in the 18th century England, it evolved into an occasion in which lovers expressed their love for each other, presenting flowers, all sorts of confectionery, and sending greeting cards. Well, hey, it's another way of saying this is a moneymaker for sure. Well, anyway, doves, cupids, with the heart-shaped symbols are all the rage on Valentine's Day. And I think for those of you got to get your groove on and wish your loved ones a happy Valentine's Day. And hey, go see 50 Shades of Grey. Never know. It should be a blast. All right, guys. That's our show for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, dreams do come true. But hey, what do I know?